Hey everyone, it's Suzanne Kohlberg, and today I'm going to talk a bit about weight loss mindset coaching. Who is it actually for, and what does it involve? So, I am just going to silence my phone. I used to weigh twice what I do now, and I am a recovered lifelong dieter. And I know what it's like to, get to that point where you reach the number on the scales, or your fat pants no longer fit, or you read about the latest diet or the latest fad and you just have to try that. And I used to call it the I'll start Monday. So you start every Monday. And it's funny because I'm recording this on a Sunday. So the Sunday was kind of the day where I'd start to clean out my pantry and plan what I was going to do for the week. And this Monday was going to be the Monday. And then invariably by Wednesday or Thursday at the latest, I'd fall off spectacularly, be knee deep in chocolate, do a binge fest for the weekend and start again the next week. And after I'd had my children, they're now 5 and 7, I reached a point where I just couldn't do that to myself anymore. I couldn't put myself through that every single week. And I was concerned about what I was modeling to them. Like I didn't want my children to pick up this behavior. So I went looking for, something else, and I came across different mindset coaches, and I was like, well, in order to achieve something we haven't done before, we have to try something new. So that's, the path that I started to take first as a client and then trained in, as a coach myself. And, I'm a really good coach for you if you feel out of place. Like if you're looking for a community, if you're looking for a place and you've maybe tried a gym or you've tried a program and you've just felt it's not for you. Perhaps you're too shy. Perhaps you feel that you stand out. You feel too big. You don't feel big enough. Like you just don't feel like you fit in. Believe it or not, I'm very introverted and socially awkward. Those of you who've met me in person know. So I know what it's like to perhaps not speak up for yourself or, feel a little shy. And I'm really aware of that, in the coaching that I do and in the container that I've created. I'm also a good coach for you if you realize that change, like lasting change, means loss. And the moment that you truly commit to doing this, the moment you're like, okay, I'm all in, no matter what, I'm not just going to start Monday and give up by Thursday. This is going to be the time. You're going to have to farewell things that perhaps comfort you. Think behaviors that, in the moment that you do them bring you some level of comfort. And that feels really, really confronting. And you might not be able to articulate that, but on some level, when I say it, you're like, yes, I know that that's true. I might be a good coach for you if you're someone who beats yourself up for not having the willpower, for not having the strength to stay disciplined, because it's likely that your weight is the one area of your life where you feel you have no discipline because you give all, you overgive in every other area of your life. You've got no energy left for your weight. So you start and you stop and you start and you stop. And that, perfectionism kind of kicks in. I'm probably a good coach for you if you realize on some level that food is one of the few areas of your life where you feel enjoyment and you realize that that has to change. It doesn't have to change by a diet or an exercise program or discipline or deprivation or force, but it has to change by, acknowledging that, food doesn't talk back. Food brings you some form of comfort. Food's always there. And that's not a healthy relationship to have with food. So I have 3 main different ways that I work with people currently. The first is I offer a free masterclass, usually once per month, sometimes twice. The next one is coming up next week, so Monday the 10th of May at 8 p.m. Now, I have clients from all around the world. I'm in Australia. I have clients in New Zealand, South Africa. I was chatting to a lady from South Africa the other night, UK, US, Canada. So I realized that, I can't choose a time that suits everybody. So one masterclass is usually at 8 p.m. my time. It suits more Europe. And then the other masterclass is usually in morning and it suits more the US and Canada. So if you can't join live, like sometimes I know what it's like to be like, oh, I can't make that live, so I just won't go. There is a replay available for 3 days, and I do my masterclasses into a closed Facebook group. So you can see what the community is like, interact with other members if you feel called to, or just see the comments. There's something about going to a class and reading the comments and just feeling at home. Like people saying that I throw chocolate in the bin and 2 hours later I fish it out and eat it. And you're like, oh, thank goodness I'm not alone. Or I force myself to go to the gym and I go through drive-through on the way home. And you're like, oh my goodness, I do that too. Or when I go to drive through, I order all the meals with drinks. So it looks like it's for everybody, but it's really just for me. There's something about knowing that you're not alone that is in my work that I think is really, really powerful, because a lot of this stuff we don't share because we're embarrassed, because we're ashamed, because we think we're the only ones. And I think there's something powerful about realizing that we're not. So the free masterclass, if you just go suzannekohlberg.com/masterclass and put your name and your email in, you'll get the details of that. Or if that went too fast because my name's hard to spell, just comment below and I can give you the link. The other offerings I have, I tend to do a 1 month or a 3-week course. So the next one starting a week from tomorrow, it's called The Game of Weight. It's a 3-week program. It's delivered in a closed Facebook group. And this one is not as interactive with me as my other programs. I deliver it via Facebook Live. You can chat and talk to each other, but we don't go into the Zoom. It's done via Facebook Live. So if you're a little bit shy or a little bit nervous or a little bit, I'm not really sure, it's a great program to start with, because it's just kind of like you and me, and I deliver it much like this. So it's almost like we're on FaceTime with each other. And that goes for 3 weeks. It's currently $150 if you're catching this today, and it goes up to the full price of $250 tomorrow. And I'm not sure if I'll run that again in 2021. So this might be the last chance for this year to do that one. Have some other options coming up in future. And it's basically the foundations. So it's the things that we know what to do: eat less, move more, drink water, get sleep, but framed in a way why we don't do it, the mindset, and then some practical action steps so you can start to get some momentum, so you can start to get some traction with these things that you kind of on some level know, but you feel resistant or you feel like you just don't have the energy for. And it's a nice, gentle, kind introduction, and I'm so excited. I really love running that program. And then my other program, I guess you call it my signature program, is called Why Wait. It goes for 8 weeks. It's starting again on the 1st of June. Now that program is capped at 25 participants. And the reason is it's because we do modules, but we also do group coaching via Zoom. So we jump onto Zoom together as a group, kind of do some hot seats and go around. You don't have to. My biggest premise with my work is you do you. So if it feels confronting to have your camera on, if it feels confronting to share in front of the group, you don't have to. You can have your camera off. You can just catch the replays. But I think there's something powerful and something magical about being in a community where you're not going to be judged and you're not going to be shamed, and no one's going to say, hey, have you tried kale? Because to be honest, kale tastes like I'd rather be fat. That no one's going to be telling you all these things that you already know and have already heard. It's a really beautiful, really lovely community. And it goes for 2 months. It's 1 live module a week, and it's really more into the mindset. 1 live module, 1 coaching call per week. We also have what I call like journaling sessions where you can drop in, rewatch the materials, answer some of the questions, do like the homework action items as a group. And it's really, really lovely. So the 3 different options that you can work with me: start free with a masterclass, and then, a shorter commitment of 3 weeks, and or the longer commitment of 8 weeks. Some people do them all because, if you were thinking about your physical body, exercising, joining a gym, you understand you need to do physical movement of some sort, of some description, for the rest of your life. I honestly believe you need to do mindset work for the rest of your life. And I used to run a membership that was open enrollment, open all year. And I really kind of liked that model. But what I found was, and I used to work at a gym, so I'm actually a qualified personal trainer. Do you know that gyms only have a turn-up rate of 10%? 10% of their members in general. Obviously different gyms will have different numbers, but with the membership, it's that kind of thing too. You join and then you kind of come in and come out. And with this new model of the shorter classes, like the 3-week programs and then the 8-week program, you decide each time, do I want to step into this container or do I want to take a break? Because there is seasons of change. Change is very cyclical. It's not linear. And I think this is one of my pet peeves about the weight loss industry in general. It's sold as before and after, fat, skinny, here, there. Whereas, for many of us, the vast majority, it is that cyclical nature. And, we, with the way that the programs that I teach are set up now, you can step in for a cycle. We set the container, we start to take consistent and persistent action. That's the summer. And then we have the autumn where we harvest the results of all the things we've done over the previous 3 or 8 weeks. Then you have the winter where you take the break and you kind of rest and recalibrate and regerminate, all ready to start again. So you have that, flexibility to step in and be like, yes, I'm in, or to step out, but realizing that your journey is, a cycle. So I hope this has been helpful. If you've got any questions at all, just comment or send me a PM. I'd love to welcome you to any of those containers. Have a lovely afternoon. Thanks for watching. Bye.